Hi there. Thank you for joining me. My name is Adrian, and we're going to spend a little bit of time just raising our energies a little bit, strengthening our legs, and working on our balance. So important in this short chair fun, part one, postures. And go ahead and join me on the mat. We don't need any special equipment, just doing a couple standing poses here. So feet are hip width apart. We're just going to take a moment to kind of play a little bit of piano through the toes, taking them out a few times. Let's just do a little stretch into the feet. So important to give our love and attention to our feet. That helps with any of our balancing poses. That just helps us in our day-to-day life. I'm going to take that right foot forward. I'm just going to take it down. I'm going to find a little bit of a circular movement here in the toe mound. This is a little bit of a balancing act within itself. I'm going to reverse the direction of that circle with the knee. I'm just going to step that foot down. I'm going to step to the knife edge of the foot, but I'm going to be cautious not to put all the weight down. I don't want to tweak this knee out, so I'm just going to put a little bit of weight into that side of the body and feel into the side of that foot. Foot returns back down, and now take the toe back and under. So now I'm bringing the top of the foot down. A little bit of balance act. You can always bring hands to heart if this feels good for you. Getting this nice stretch into the top of the foot and into the top of that ankle. And we're going to release that foot forward and roll the ankle out in one direction and then the other direction. Nice, step that foot back down onto the earth. That opposite foot, we're going to do the same thing. Just take it forward and just find a little bit of movement. Just rolling through the ball of the foot a few times. Just noticing if there's any crunchiness, if there's any spaces that are feeling like, gosh, I didn't realize I have some issues going on with the feet. Reverse the direction of that circle. Getting some cracks and creaks out here. And then go ahead and place the foot down. Once again, turning this time to the knife edge of the foot. I don't want to put all my weight down here, just enough so I can get the sensation onto the outer side of that ankle. I actually feel this in the arch of my foot today. Just noticing. And then place the sole of the foot back down. We're going to take it back and behind, tuck the toe under. You can keep the hands on the hips if this is where it helps you feel stable, or you can bring the hands to heart center. Just taking a few moments to feel this stretch throughout the foot, maybe up through that front of the ankle. Then place that foot forward, find a little rotation of the ankle in one direction, and then the opposite direction. Nice, place the foot down onto the earth. We're just gonna do a few little flow movements here before we go into that chair fun. Inhale, reach the fingertips up. Exhale, melt all the way down into your forward fold. If knees are feeling stiff, put a bend into the knees. Take the hands to the shins and come into a halfway lift. Coming back down into that fold. Once again, come into your version of halfway lift. Melt back down again to fold. Now paint the hands to the tops of the thighs. Hands come to tops of thighs right by the hips. Elbows squeeze in towards the rib cage. We're going to find this extension of the crown of the head. Tuck the chin in. Just staying here for a few moments. Always can keep a bend in the knees, not gripping through the toes. And then we're going to lift off. So we're going to use those legs as a little bit of a kickstand to help pull ourselves all the way back up to standing. Let's do this flow one more time. Inhale, reaching up skyward. Exhale, melt all the way down into that forward fold. Hands come to shins and we come into a halfway lift. Melt back down again to fold. Again, hands come to shins and we find that halfway lift. Then melt back down again to fold. Now take the hands to the tops of the thighs, right there where the crease of the top of the thigh and that hip is. Squeeze the elbows into the rib cage, extend that crown of the head forward, maybe tuck that chin in slightly and see if you can find a little bit more space into that cervical spine. Draw the belly button in, breathe through that posterior chain. And then we're just gonna press off the tops of those legs, bend those knees, and pull yourself back up to standing. Beautiful. Now we're gonna go through some of our chair fun here. We're gonna walk the big toes to touch. The toes are coming in. We just wanna test this out as we sink the tailbone back and come into our chair pose. Test it out and see if you're putting the weight into the toe mound. By lifting the toes up, noticing we wanna put that weight towards the heels. Shine the chest forward, bringing the sternum to thumbs. Send that tailbone down a little bit more. Keeping those elbows nice and wide, pressure into the hands. Now we're gonna go through a little flow here. So take the hands to the hips. We're just gonna lean forward and we're gonna come up onto those toe mounds. Shoot the fingertips back and behind. Kind of like a little skier jump here. Now a big transition, we're gonna bend the knees, we're gonna sweep the fingertips down towards the earth, keep up on those toes, raise the hands up to come into a palm tree. If you fall out, it's okay. Now taking those hands that are above the head, bring them into heart center, sink the heels down, sink the bottom down, shine that chest forward, and come back again into your chair pose. All right, we're gonna do this again. Take the hands alongside the hips, flip the hands back, press the hands back as we come up onto the balls of the feet. We're extending that crown of the head forward. We're breathing here, strengthening these legs, strengthening those feet and those ankles. Bending down, so swoop the hands down to come all the way up, still on the ball of the foot. If we fall out, it's okay. Reach the hands up, coming into our palm tree. And then go ahead and take the hands back to heart center, heels sink down, bottom comes back into our chair pose once again. And then we're gonna go back to that drinking bird. Take the hands back towards the hips, lift up, lifting the heels up, shining the chest is parallel with the earth. Sink down, so coming down into this little fold, take the hands up, embrace the wobble, reach the fingertips up, take several breaths here. Now we're just gonna switch up a little bit. We're gonna take the hands above the head, bring them to heart. We're still on those toes, and we're just gonna start to sit down. So coming down into a little toe squat. See if you can sink all the way down. If we fall out, it's okay. Take the hands down to the earth. Go ahead and take that tailbone up towards the ceiling. Part the feet, melt down into your forward fold. Halfway lift, flat back. Melt again to fold. Again, halfway lift. Melt to fold. Take the hands to the tops of the thighs. Snuggle those shoulders back. Those elbows into the rib cage. Find this extension of the crown of the head. Not gripping through the toes. Then press into the tops of the thighs to come all the way back up to standing. Part the hands, take the hands out by the hips, coming into our standing mountain pose, our Tadasana. Close the eyes down and just feel the energy that you've created in your body. Take one more inhale in and exhale out. Unite the hands at heart center. Thank you for joining me in this short practice. Please take a moment to subscribe or to like the video. If you're looking for any of these other short videos, let me know what you would like to have for your practice. Again, my name is Adrien, and thank you for joining me. Namaste.